$400 spent, 5 headphones tested, and most of them are just trash. Not disappointing, trash. These are some of the most reviewed products on Amazon right now. And the TikTok hype behind them is convincing thousands of people to waste money every single day. So I ran 4 real tests on each one. ANC reduction, battery drain, frequency sweep, and latency. No vibes, no unboxing theater, just numbers. Welcome to Moneymaker product reviews. One of these 5 actually passed every test, and I'll show you which one at the end. Stick around. Let's start with the Zenic because it has over 80,000 Amazon ratings and a #1 bestseller badge. So it feels like the safest buy on the list. The listing calls it high definition stereo with noise reduction technology. Those are the exact words on the product page. Here's what the frequency sweep actually shows. A bass bloated response with almost no mid-range definition. Vocals sit in a muddy pocket where nothing resolves cleanly. If you listen to anything with a human voice in it, podcasts, music, calls, you're going to notice. The ANC test made it worse. Real world noise reduction measured close to 0. Not limited, functionally 0. The marketing copy implies it blocks ambient noise so you can focus on what you want to hear. In practice, you can hear every conversation in the room around you and the latency. I played a YouTube video and you could see the lip sync drift within seconds. That's not a minor technical issue. That's unusable for video, gaming, or anything with audio synced to visual. For a product sitting at the top of Amazon's headphone category, this is a failure across every test that matters. The 80,000 reviews aren't telling you how it performs. They're telling you how well the listing converts browsers into buyers. Now, the Eyejoy. The comfort problem shows up before you even get to the sound. The clamp force on this thing is high enough to cause ear fatigue inside 20 minutes. I wore them for a full testing session and had a headache by the end. The plastic build creaks under light pressure. You can hear it during the teardown when I flex the headband. These aren't stress test conditions. That's just me picking them up. The battery drain test shows it dies roughly 2 hours short of the advertised number. That gap isn't a rounding error. It's a meaningful chunk of a commute or a work session. And when you do get sound out of them, the frequency sweep shows the same hollow mid-range problem as the Zenic. Voices come through thin and distant, like the driver is struggling to reproduce anything in the 500 hertz to 2 kilohertz range, where most of the detail in speech actually lives. That's not a tuning preference, it's a driver quality problem. The Twino is the one I was most curious about because the TikTok positioning is clever. It's sold as an AirPods Max alternative. Same visual language, oval ear cups, the matte finish aesthetic, at a fraction of the price. That pitch works on short form video because you're buying with your eyes. But once the ear cup comes off in the teardown, the internals tell a different story. The components visible inside are some of the cheapest in this entire batch. ANC test. It blocks almost nothing. The decibel reduction measured puts it at the bottom of the group, worse than the Zenic, which already failed bad. Latency puts it in the same worst tier. So you're paying for an aesthetic that photographs well and getting hardware that can't back up a single marketing claim on the box. For the price point, this is the most dishonest product in the batch. The gap between what it promises and what it delivers is wider than anything else I tested. Now here's where it gets more interesting, because the next 2 aren't $20 Amazon throwaway buys. The Skullcandy cassette costs more than the first 3, and the brand name carries weight. Most people assume Skullcandy has figured out budget audio by now. The frequency sweep says otherwise. The sound signature lands in almost the same hollow territory as the Eyejoy. Thin mids, no real clarity in the upper range, bass that's present but undefined. Better branding on the box didn't translate to better tuning inside it. ANC is marketed on this product. It measured nearly no real-world reduction. Battery drain came in under the advertised figure. And the teardown shows internals that look structurally similar to the $20 tier. Thinner plastics, cheap hinges, driver housings that don't inspire any confidence under pressure. You're paying for the logo, not the engineering. The Grotto S950 is a different kind of failure, and it matters more because the stakes are higher. This costs real money. Reviewers at HeadphoneSty flagged it as one of 2025's most disappointing flagship releases, noting, U-shaped tuning leaves mids hollow and distant, and the treble is aggressively forward to the point of fatigue. That lines up with exactly what the frequency sweep shows. Pronounced peaks in the high end that cause listening fatigue inside an extended session. There's no ANC here, and that's fine. It's an open back design, so that's expected. What isn't acceptable at this price is the comfort situation. The clamp force combined with the ear pad material makes it genuinely hard to wear past 45 minutes. I pushed through an hour during testing and noticed it. Grotto fans hoped for something that justified the price. What they got was a polarizing headphone that demands a tube amp pairing, adding $300 to $900 more to the total cost, just to sound the way it should out of the box. Paying more didn't mean getting more. Both of these fail for different reasons, but neither one is worth what they're asking. How fake reviews actually work. Before I show you the one that actually works, you need to understand why these bad products keep getting 5-star reviews, because the math behind it is simpler than most people realize. Take a $20 headset. Amazon's affiliate commission runs around 4%. A reviewer pushing 50 sales a day is pulling in $40 daily just from one product link. That's over $1,000 a month to keep the positive coverage coming. You don't need a huge audience for that to be worth it. You just need a steady stream of clicks and a willingness to say sounds great on camera. The review club model goes even further. Brands recruit buyers through Facebook groups and Discord servers, real people, verified purchases, and offer full refunds in exchange for 5-star ratings. Amazon's algorithm can't tell the difference between an honest review and a paid one. It just counts volume. More reviews push the ranking up. Higher ranking drives more organic sales. More sales generate more reviews. The bestseller badge becomes self-fulfilling, completely detached from whether the product is actually good. TikTok makes it worse because the format rewards aesthetics over accuracy. A 30-second unboxing clip with good lighting and a satisfying pop sound when the case opens will outperform a 10-minute honest test every single time. Most of those clips are paid placements with no disclosure. Twino's entire marketing strategy lives here. Here's the one filter worth using. Look for reviews that mention specific long-term use, 30 days or more, or reference actual test conditions. Sounds great, tells you nothing. Still holding a charge after 6 weeks of daily commutes tells you something real. The Soundcore Q30 by Anker comes in under $50, and it's the only product in this batch where the advertised claims and the actual test results match. Frequency sweep first. The sound signature is balanced. There's no bass bloat pulling everything into mud, no hollow mid-range dropout where voices disappear. It's not flat in a clinical way. It has warmth, but nothing is exaggerated to the point of distortion. Compared to everything else on this table, it sounds like the engineers actually listened to it before shipping it. ANC reduction measured real decibel reduction in testing. Not a dramatic number, but a number that exists and that you can actually feel in a noisy environment. Battery drain tracked close to the advertised figure. Latency stayed competitive with mid-range options that cost significantly more. The teardown shows solid internal construction for the price. The driver housing feels deliberate. The hinges have actual resistance. Nothing creaks. This is built for commuters, students, and casual listeners who want honest performance without paying flagship prices. It's not going to touch a Sony or Bose at $300. The soundstage is narrower, the ANC ceiling is lower, and the build won't survive a serious drop. But it doesn't lie to you on the listing, and every claim it makes is one it can back up in a test. The Soundcore Q30 is the only buy here. The Zenic, Eyejoy, Twino, Skullcandy cassette, and Grotto S950 all failed at least 2 of 4 tests. Most failed all of them. If you want to see how it stacks up against other budget ANC options under $75, that video is up next. Subscribe so you don't miss it.